Hello and welcome back, Fiat enthusiasts, 850 lovers, and I wanted to show you where we're at and how we're going, and we've made some real progress, I think, and I wanted to share it with you. So I want to show you the biggest improvement that we've made. We got our compartment upholstery done, and you can see we got the speakers installed and this carpeting, as well as the shelving and everything, and I think it looks pretty good. They're all wired up. The wires are fed through, so when we get a stereo in, we can hook that up. It was a lot of work, I ain't gonna kid you. I took multiple attempts, especially at the vinyl over those wheel areas. I'll show you the other side. I tried several different methods, and finally I settled on heating and stretching the vinyl. And what I did was I started at the top, glued an inch or so, and then let that set, and then glue another couple of inches, let that set, and then when it got over the bend part, the curve, now you can see there's a dent there. Both sides have it. I don't know where that was from. I didn't do anything with that when I was redoing the wheel wells, because it was in a bad spot, hard to get to, and I believe I would have had to punch through it. I don't really see that it's a big deal, but anyway, it's there. But anyway, and then heat it and stretch the vinyl as I glued it on over, and that worked really well. So I'm tickled with that. I finally got that out of the way. You can see we got the round speakers in the sides and the 6x9s on the bottom. Those are nice Pioneers. I know what you're probably thinking. Wow, that seems like a speaker overkill. And you may be right. I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm going to balance the channels, and I just didn't want to. I like speakers. So what can I say? Anyway, so we got that, and I feel really good about it. And we solved a couple of other problems. I started putting this console back together. The gear shift is all attached to the linkage. The choke is attached and runs back, and the e-brake is run through the tunnel. Now on each one of those, they're not attached at the rear for obvious reasons, but they're ready to be attached. So as soon as I get the transmission and all that in, that can be done. Now the reason why I want to show you this, if you can see where I replaced those metal panels, I did that because I screwed it in. I didn't want to weld that or epoxy that, because that way all of that can be removed should I have a problem attaching these things. I'm sorry about the camera. I'm not sure why the light is going in and out. But anyway, I wanted to be able to take that back apart if I need to, in case I have a leak or something like that. It'll be easily removed. I just use those button screws. Now the other thing that we solved is the drain hoses that come down from the wiper area here. They go under the dash, and they come out in the battery box, which you can see it there. It's pretty stupid setup actually, but what I think I'm going to do is, before I install the battery, I'm going to put a couple of holes in the bottom of the battery box for drainage, and I might just coat the whole thing, the whole battery box, with truck bed lining or undercoating, and just to prevent any further rust or problems with that. But here's what I did on the if you can see, if you remember, I got the laundry hose, which is very similar. It's very flexible, very cheap, and it looks almost identical to what was the original there. And the problem with it is the hookup. So what I did was, let me get down here and I'll show you. Get under here. I tied the two together. Somebody told me the ends don't fit. Well, one of them will. So you actually need two hoses So you can cut them off to this part here. And I think that's, I think it's 3/4 of an inch or an inch. But you can cut that off. And then on the other side over there, you take another hose and you do the same thing. And then I tied them together with the 3/4 copper T right there. So they both go in. That way, you don't, well, you can see it solves the problem and you get both of them down there. I may tie them back at some point. I don't know. I don't think it'll be necessary, but we'll see what happens. So we got that. We've got to get the get this piece up here. I've got a piece that goes across right here to button that back up and get that fully installed and get the tachometer cable run correctly where it's at, because that attaches to that. So we made good progress with that. We solved a couple of big problems on these A-pillars. I've got I kept the old vinyl that was on there and used it as a pattern, and I've already cut that. I've cut the new pieces, and they will go here. They go up here with the chrome. So that'll probably be next on the agenda. Now, I don't remember if there's any vinyl that goes across this windshield frame here at the top. I don't remember there being any, but then again, and I don't have an old piece to use as a pattern, but maybe one of you guys with an 850 can help me out on that if there is any vinyl that runs across there that I need to address. I did want to show you something I did on the that was very helpful on the vinyl. If you're going to do this type of stuff, it might be good to keep in mind. As you can see, those are the holes where the convertible top bolts to, and I didn't want to drill through that vinyl. Well, they make these hole cutters, and I got it off Amazon. They were really cheap, like $8. You just put them in your drill and they'll cut a perfect hole in that vinyl. So that worked really well. I was afraid I was going to tear my vinyl after, getting it all installed and everything, but it didn't. So we're good with that. What's the other thing I wanted to tell you? Oh yeah, here's really big news. If you'll notice, there's something missing from the shop, and it's the transmission. And the reason for that is I wanted to see if I could get that thing taken care of locally. So I made some phone calls around, called some transmission shops. They basically all said the same thing. They don't work on manual transmissions anymore, especially on older cars. But the one fellow, he was really nice, and he gave me the name of a guy to call. And he said, this old guy runs a restoration shop, and he works on them. He said, give him a holler. So I called that guy, and he told me to bring it in. I took it into him, and he said he didn't think it was any big deal, that he'd be able to take care of it. I told him there was no rush on it because other things are ahead of putting the transmission back in. But anyway, the great news is that this guy is been restoring these old cars for years, and his shop, in fact, I think what I'm going to do, with his permission, if he'll let me, when I go back over to pick the transmission up when he gets it done, is to make a video of his shop so you guys can see this guy has a phenomenal collection of cars. I mean, he's just got some old classic cars. He had like a 63 or 64 Fiat Cabriolet, I think it was. He's got a Lamborghini, just old Mercedes, just classic cars, just like a barn of them that he's restored over the years. I think he's got there was an MG there up on the riser, and it was looked like showroom. It was just gorgeous. And the old Triumphs. It was really, really awesome. Anyway, he's going to take care of it, get that fixed. The transmission, he didn't think it was anything serious. And we'll have our transmission taken care of. So I feel really good about that. So you see that those things, we're making some real progress here. And now I'm going to cover the interior here with something, because this old garage just dust, and I don't want all that in my speakers and everything. So I'm going to cover that with something here in the next day or two, and some plastic or something just to protect it. But we are moving along, and I appreciate you guys being patient. If you have any questions, anything comes to mind, any suggestions, I guess what I've got next on my list is these A-pillar vinyl, but also the convertible top frame. I'm going to pull that down and clean that up. You can see it's got some surface rust on it and everything. And the reason I want to do that is because I'm not 100% certain where those top bolts go. You can see there's one there and there's one underneath it, how that lines up and everything. And I want to be able to make sure I'm spot on with the frame when I get it done. So anyway, that's where we are. Like I said, pretty tickled. We made some really good progress. And if you guys have any comments or suggestions, I'm always open to. I'd love to hear it. So take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Alrighty, have a good one.